Okay, so the next one, this is a staple of an introductory programming course. We need to find the common prefix of two words. So we're given two words or text strings in general, and then we need to find the longest sequence of letters so that both strings start with that sequence. So in this case it's CO, because coffee and kaffe both start with CO. When we have hat and a cat, it's nothing, because like the common prefix, like they don't start with the same letter, but they do start with the same empty string. So that would be a technical definition of how to deal with the case where the letter is not the same. So we need to solve this exercise. So let's look at that. And I am going to use the, let's guess it's prefix, gregarious and egg and gregarious. Interesting. I am going to use the debug. So let's do return whatever here, because I want to start the debugger. Insert a breakpoint, select debugger and run. Do debug here, and our debugger dumps us right here in this line. Go to the debug console, and we can see that it's given the two words as input argument, gregarious and egg. So let's do a bit of an observation first. The common prefix cannot be longer than any of these two words. So like it cannot be longer than 3 letters, because this is the 3 letter in this word. So how can we find the common prefix if we start to think about it using pen and paper? So let's say we have, let me just do a common string. Let's say we have egg, blah, 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 and we have egg. So maybe what we could do here is that we could start with the first letter. And we see this letter is the same as this letter. So that means the common prefix must include E. This letter, the second letter, is the same as the second letter here. So it must include G. This letter is different than this letter, so it cannot be R. And since they are different, we could actually stop here. So that's kind of a thing that, to my eyes, indicate that we could use a for loop. Now there are a couple of ways of proceeding. I think I'll do a while loop, even though you will see things in the coming exercises that will actually make this exercise a little bit simpler. So let's start by defining an index of the current letter, and let's say it's 0. And then let's do a while loop that just loop over all the letters in the word. So as long as index is smaller than one of the words, it doesn't matter which one, because as I said, like the common prefix cannot be longer than any of the two words. We increase the index with 1, and we can get the letter corresponding to that index using the indexing feature of strings that we know from Python. So let me just insert a breakpoint here, stop the debugger, and restart it, because now I want to experiment a little. So, first of all, what is happening right here? Well, the index is 0, and the first word of this word is E. The first letter of the second word is also E. So if I define a variable called prefix as the empty string, then I can see if, let's call this for L1 for letter 1, let's call this for L2 for letter 2, and then if L1 is equal to L2, prefix is equal to prefix plus L2, I guess. What if they're not equal? Well, in that case, I mean, I can stop searching, because now I found a letter like R where they're not equal, so I know that whatever I have up until now must be the common prefix. So let's just do a break and stop the while loop. And then I should have the prefix down here. So we can return the prefix. I need to remember to return. So let's see if that works. So I just stop the debugger, run it again. Now we should stop down here, right before the return. It's being a little slow. Are we not? Are we being slow? Did we crash? Oops, I shouldn't have pressed that. That's not good. I know what's happening. So it's just in an infinite loop right now, because if you notice, I don't change index anymore. That was one of the lines that I managed to remove. So that was really, really clever of me. So we need to reinsert this line. Brilliant. So I wasn't aware that it was hanging. So now let's stop it and let's rerun it. And now it works, maybe. Let's see if we got the right thing. Let's see what index ends up being. It's 2. That seems correct. L2 is G, egg. L1 is R, egregious. That's why we stopped. And what did prefix end up being? It ended up being EG. That sounds fine. And therefore we return prefix. I think we're happy here. So let's go directly to the tests. Find prefix. This one, run it. It worked. Brilliant. Let's just look at the last one. And let's do that in the last video actually.